Even though Future and Drake were once close homies, over the last few years, there have been rumors they're secretly beefing. From missing video shoots to dating the same IG model, today we're breaking down all the wild rumors around the Drake and Future beef. Drake and Future always seemed like the perfect team, but deep down, there may have been issues between them from the very beginning. They first linked up in 2011 after Drake added a verse to Future's song Tony Montana. Future had built a major buzz in Atlanta with a legendary mixtape run, and Tony Montana was originally on the project True Story. But then Drake hopped on the remix, which ended up being the lead single to Future's first album, Pluto. Drake was already a major artist by that point and getting ready to drop his second album, Take Care. Future was big in the South, but hadn't blown up yet in the mainstream, so getting a co-sign from Drake was a major look and helped Future grow his fan base. Future wanted to shoot a video for the song to promote the album, but even though Drake was willing to record a verse, when it was time to shoot the video, Drake didn't come through. Future later said in an interview that he felt disrespected when Drake didn't show up. He gave Drake props for taking the time to hop on the record, but it could have been even bigger if Drake had been in the video. Future told Drake before he did the remix not to mess up the vibe of the song. Tony Montana was a special song to Future because it was his breakout hit. Future knew he wanted to use it as the lead single for his album, and a lot of big rappers from Atlanta asked to hop on the record. But Future turned them all down and gave the feature to Drake because he knew Drake would take it to another level. People in Atlanta were telling Future that he should have done the song with a local artist who wanted to be part of his wave, but Future wanted to give his fans something different. So when Drake ended up skipping the video shoot, Future said it felt like a slap in the face. Looking back at it, Drake and Future may have had problems from day one, but no one knew because they still kept working together. They reunited again on the DJ Drama song, We In This Bitch 1.5. They linked up again in 2013 after Drake did another feature on Future's song, For Real, from his mixtape, FBG, the movie. The same year, they also worked together on the hook for Love Me by Lil Wayne. So it seemed like Drake and Future had a good working relationship. Drake even announced that he was bringing Future on his next tour. But then, things almost got ugly after Future made a few comments during interviews where he seemed to be dissing Drake. In August 2013, Future did a radio interview where he took credit for inspiring Drake's hit song, Started From The Bottom. According to Future, he was in the studio with Drake when he came up with the idea for the track. Future had just dropped a song called Chosen One where he raps, "And I could have 10 cars and I wouldn't drive one, and when you make it from the bottom, you the chosen one." Around that time, Future used to tell his engineer to start it from the bottom when playing the beat. Drake came through to the studio and heard Future say "started from the bottom" and thought it was a bar from Chosen One. When Drake heard that the line was different, he decided to keep it for himself and wrote his hit song, Started From The Bottom, after the studio session.
So when we was at the studio, Drake came by the studio, and I always tell my engineer, started from the bottom. So when I put the beats on, I was like, man, put the beats in. So I always say, started from the bottom. So when I say started from the bottom, he thought I was talking about a song. So when I played Chosen One, he loved the Chosen One, but he was waiting for me in Chosen One to say started from the bottom. So he said instantly, he telling me this story.
Drake later thanked Future for helping him write the bar, because Started From The Bottom ended up being one of the biggest songs of his career. Drake bought Future a big bottle of Louis XIII to thank him, but Future said he never even opened it. Future said that he didn't want a bottle. He wanted a check because he never got paid for giving Drake the idea. He did say that Drake was the homie, so it was all good, but Future wished he could have at least been featured on the record. Even though Future was showing Drake love, it also could be taken as a shot. Future is basically taking credit for coming up with the idea for one of Drake's biggest songs. Plus, he's also dissing them for not paying him or letting him hop on the record. If that wasn't enough, later that year, Future also said his album Honest was better than Take Care in an interview with Billboard. In the article, Future was quoted saying, "Drake made an album that's full of hits, but it doesn't grab you. They're not possessive. They don't make you feel the way I do. I want to make you want to fall in love." After the interview was out, Future claimed the quote was taken out of context and wasn't meant as a diss to Drake. He tweeted, "Respect to Billboard. Disappointed on being misquoted. Always love from my fam Drizzy Drake." But that wasn't enough for Drake's team. Immediately after the interview came out, it was reported that Future had been kicked off Drake's tour over the comments. There was even a rumor that Future was now suing Drake for $1.5 million for removing him from the tour and breaking their contract, but Future later said that was all cap. Future told MTV News that on the first day of the tour, Drake came into his dressing room and said that he believed the quote was taken out of context. They talked it over and got past it, so Future ended up finishing the tour. Future claims Billboard purposely left out all the nice things he said about Drake just to make headlines, but he also never denied that he did say his music was better. Drake has a history of being pretty sensitive when it comes to people talking about his music. It wouldn't be surprising if he secretly held a grudge, but at the time, Future's career was really taking off, so it wasn't a smart business move to kick him off a huge tour and have to deal with a massive lawsuit. So Drake probably decided it was better to let it go, but that doesn't mean he really got over it. Future dropped his album, Honest, in April 2014, and Drake was featured on the Never Satisfied interlude. Fans were disappointed that Drake was only featured on the hook, but the producer, Mike Will Made It, later dropped the full version after getting a bunch of retweets on Twitter. On the track, Drake talks about how close he was with Future, rapping, "Me and that boy Future could probably start a group. On some KC and JoJo shit, have these bitches loose." A few months later, Drake announced he was going on the road with Future again for the Jungle Tour. In 2015, Future dropped his classic album, Dirty Sprite 2, and Drake was the only feature on the project on the song, Where Ya At. This time, Drake actually came through for the video shoot, and the song was a huge hit. Around then, it seemed like Drake and Future were super tight. Future showed up at OVO Fest in Toronto, then Drake took a trip to Atlanta to visit the famous strip club, Magic City, where Future got his start. There were rumors that they had a collab project in the works, and then in September 2015, Drake and Future dropped their collab album, What a Time to Be Alive. The project was a huge hit and debuted at #1 on Billboard, selling 375,000 copies in the first week. It was one of the first times that two of the biggest rappers in the game came together to work on an entire project, making it a big moment for hip-hop. Future would later have another feature on Drake's song Grammy from his album Views, and join Drake on the road again for his Summer 16 tour. Drake and Future had great chemistry in the studio and made a lot of classic music together, but even though they made plenty of hits, over the years, they started working together less and less often. It seems like their relationship was always more of a business partnership than an actual friendship. In 2017, Future went on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and a fan asked him to describe his relationship with Drake. Future describes it as doing good business, and when they go on tour, it's always sold out. He also said, "I feel like the fans have made our relationship special. We take heed to that. It drives us. It's like a driving force for our relationship." Even though it isn't really a diss, Future basically admitted that he and Drake were never real friends. They just made great music together and sold a lot of records, but it doesn't seem like there was ever a personal connection outside of the music. Over the years, they continued to collaborate every once in a while. Future did some background vocals on the song Blue Tint from Drake's album Scorpion. They also reunited in 2020 for the track Life is Good, so everyone assumed they were still cool. But something must have happened since then, because they've been sneak dissing each other over the past few years. The last time they worked together was in 2022 on the tracks Wait For You and I'm On One from Future's album I Never Liked You. Wait For You was a big hit, but neither one of them promoted it much after the video dropped. They also never performed the song live together, but they have performed it separately at their own shows. So fans are starting to think something was up. Then in late 2022, Drake dropped the album Her Loss with 21 Savage, which some people think has a few disses aimed at Future. On the track More M's, Drake rapped, "I could really go 5 hours in the stadium. What happened to that nigga claiming OVO? We traded him." Some fans thought it was a shot at Drake's former DJ, DJ Charlie B, who was kicked out of OVO after sleeping with the ex-wife of Drake's right-hand man, Chubbs. But now another theory is that it could be about Future because he used to rep OVO along with his own crew, Free Bands Gang. There's a theory going around that Drake and Future started beefing after they were both sleeping with the same girl. If the theory is true, the bar could be about Future, because later on More M's, Drake raps, "Niggas ain't got love for the boy, so they fake it. Crack a couple jokes to some bitches on some snake shit. But if I send a verse to they ass, then they'll take it. Shoot a video, arm around me like we aces." Drake seems to be complaining about another rapper cracking jokes about him to a girl he's also talking to. Then when it comes time to hop on a record or shoot a video, he acts like Drake's best friend. Drake could be talking about anyone, but if the rumors are true, it could definitely be about Future. Drake gives more clues later on in the track, rapping, "Or pop out at my shows, jump around with me on stages. Probably why these hoes have to shower me with praises. Might have fucked a rapper, girl, but you ain't fucked Drake yet." Fans think Future is the rapper Drake is talking about. Not only is he trying to smash the same girl, he's also dissing him by saying he might be a famous rapper, but he's nowhere near Drake's level. On top of that, another rumor started going around that Future wasn't happy about Her Loss. Nori went on The Breakfast Club and said that a lot of people were telling him Future was upset that Drake did a collab album with 21 Savage because it made What a Time to Be Alive seem less important.
Future is not too happy this Drake and 21 Savage album, and
because Future and Drake did an album before,
and it makes Drake and Future album not as important, I would say.
That's what he feels.
And that's, I mean,
Allegedly.
this is allegedly, this is all rumors. I never heard it from Future's mouth, never heard it from Drake, never heard it from 21, but it's a alleged big rumor.
But if they were already having issues, it makes sense why Future might get upset that Drake decided to team up with another rapper from Atlanta instead of him. It also didn't help that around the same time, Drake started beefing with Future's main producer, Metro Boomin. Metro dropped his own album, Heroes and Villains, around the same time as Her Loss. Drake was supposed to be featured on the track Trance with Travis Scott and Young Thug, but at the last minute, Metro decided to leave him off the song. According to Metro, the song was already finished by the time Drake heard it, so when Metro was finishing up the album, he decided that Drake's part just didn't fit the vibe and decided to use the original. The other version ended up leaking, and fans were confused why Metro left Drake off his album. In 2023, Heroes and Villains and Her Loss were both up for a lot of the same awards, but Her Loss ended up winning most of them just because Drake is the bigger star. Metro started venting on Twitter that Heroes and Villains had more streams than any rap album since 2018, but Her Loss still kept winning Best Rap Album. Metro later deleted the tweet, but not before Drake saw it. Right after that, Drake unfollowed Metro on Instagram. During a live stream, Drake also made a comment about how all the tweet and deleters make him sick to his stomach.
To the rest of you, the non-believers, the underachievers, the tweet and deleters, you guys make me sick to my stomach, fam.
Metro responded to the comment by clowning Drake on Twitter with the viral, "Whoa, calm down, Jamal, don't pull out the 9 meme." Metro later told a fan on Twitter that his issues with Drake weren't that deep, but it's pretty clear there was some tension. Plus, fans think Drake may have also taken another shot at Future on For All the Dogs. Drake name drops Future by his nickname, Pluto, on the song What Would Pluto Do? And on the chorus of that song, Drake raps, "Last time I saw her, she was fucking with my nigga." So the question is, what would Pluto do? He'd fuck the hoe, so I did it. What would Pluto do? He'd fuck the hoe, so I did it. What would Pluto do? He definitely fucking on this hoe. Hey, at first, fans thought it was a shout out, but based on the recent rumors, it could also be taken as a diss. The bar could also be a response to Future's song, Rockstar Chains, where he raps, "Cruelest thing to do is to be cool with a nigga and fucking on his bitch. I know nigga do it to me, so I'm always gonna send that hit." So the bar could be Drake reminding Future that he slept with his girl, but it should be fair game, since Future would probably do the same thing to him. It seems like there was definitely something going on behind the scenes that fans didn't know about, but by that point, neither Drake or Future had taken any direct shots at each other. That all changed after Future and Metro Boomin dropped the album, We Don't Trust You, which was full of shots at Drake. First, the name of the album is We Don't Trust You. It's a play on Metro's producer tag, which is Future saying, "If young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you." Metro clearly doesn't trust Drake anymore, so that alone could have been the shot. Then on the opening track, We Don't Trust You, Future also had several lines that could be about Drake. The track starts out with Future rapping, "Fake written all over you, hate written all over you, hate written all over, fake written all over you." After that, there's also a sample of a song called Smiling Faces Sometimes by a band called The Undisputed Truth that says, "Smiling faces sometimes pretend to be your friend. Smiling faces show no traces of the evil that lurks within." On the track, Future talks about someone acting like his friend, then dissing him over a woman they were both sleeping with, rapping, "You a nigga #1 fan, dog. Sneak dissing, I don't understand, dog. Pillow talking, acting like a fed, dog. I don't need another fake friend, dog. Can't be about a hoe, cause we sharing, dog. And your feelings, nigga, why you playing, dog? Give her back shots while she laying down. Keep the Glock cocked, I don't trust hoes." He doesn't call out Drake by name, but if the fan theories are true, then it seems pretty obvious who Future's talking about. If that wasn't enough to confirm there was beef, the song Like That had a feature from Kendrick Lamar that was full of direct shots at Drake. Kendrick and Drake have quietly had beef for over 10 years now. It all started after Kendrick dissed Drake and all the other top rappers in his legendary verse on Big Sean's song, Control. No one else really had a problem with it and saw the diss as healthy competition, except for Drake, who started dissing Kendrick in interviews and called the Control verse overrated. After that, they started sneak dissing each other on songs. Drake even dissed Kendrick on a remix to a Future song called Shit in 2014, where he rapped, "Took niggas out the hood like I'm from there, so you know it's all good when I come there. I hear you talk about your city like you run that, and I brought my tour to your city, you my son there." Drake was talking about how he took Kendrick on tour early in his career, but now Kendrick was acting like he was real competition when Drake was the one who put him on. After years of back and forth, Kendrick finally called out Drake directly on a song with his former homie, Future. On Like That, Kendrick raps, "Yeah, get up with me. Fuck sneak dissing, first person shooter, I hope they came with 3 switches." First Person Shooter was a collab between Drake and J. Cole on Drake's album For All the Dogs. On the song, J. Cole said that him, Kendrick, and Drake were the big 3 in rap right now. So Kendrick clapped back by rapping, "Motherfuck the big 3, nigga, it's just Big Me." The verse was full of direct shots at both Cole and Drake. Kendrick was basically challenging them to drop a diss record if they wanted to prove they're really #1. The verse had the whole internet going crazy, especially because it was on the Future song. Future knows how sensitive Drake is, so letting one of Drake's biggest rivals diss him on the project shows Future clearly doesn't care about their relationship anymore. After the project dropped, fans started digging and claimed they found the woman Drake and Future were allegedly beefing over. One fan tweeted, "Drake and Future beefing over Amber from the Trap. You know how many of us in there eat dick? Be for real. She is a man as well." A pic also started going around showing Drake smiling with a bunch of strippers at the Booby Trap strip club in Miami. One of the girls in the photo is supposedly the one they're beefing over. Another fan posted a pic of the girl's Instagram. The fan pointed out that she goes by Princess Diana on Instagram, and there's a song on Future's We Don't Trust You album called Magic Don Juan, Princess Diana. So fans felt like they finally cracked the code and figured out what happened. But then the IG model in the photos posted a video on Instagram and claimed it was all cap.
Nobody's beefing over me. I'm not that important. I'm just a regular girl. I'm just a regular person. It ain't about me.
Metro Boomin also shot down the theory on Twitter by responding to the thread exposing the woman's social media. Metro wrote, "Y'all niggas stop making stuff up for engagement and enjoy the music. So maybe the beef isn't about that exact woman, but it's clear Drake and Future have a problem with each other. Based on the disses, it seems like it's over a female. Since We Don't Trust You dropped, fans have been harassing Drake about it nonstop. While he was getting into his car, one fan yelled at him,
"Yo, Drake, Kendrick's better, bro. Kendrick's better."
Drake then responded to all the drama on stage at a recent show where he said that everyone was calling him and asking how he felt. He told them he felt better than ever because no one in life could mess with him.
Cause you know how I'm feeling? I got my head up high, my back straight, I'm 10 toes down in Florida, anywhere else I go, and I know that no matter what, it's not a on this earth that can ever me in my life. And that's how I want you to walk out of here tonight.
Even though Drake claims it isn't getting to him, he's clearly feeling pressure to respond. But either way, he's in a lose-lose situation. Drake will really have to come with some heat to win in a rap battle against Kendrick. Plus, if he responds to Future as well, he could turn half the rap game against him. Other rappers are already picking sides. Nav and Rick Ross both unfollowed Drake on Instagram in the middle of the drama. Drake responded by trolling Nav and posting lyrics to one of his songs on IG. Drake posted a bunch of photos of himself on tour with the caption, "I ain't picking up, I'm in Turks, little baby," which is a line from the Nav song Turks. Things are getting so heated that even Drake's dad had to chime in. Drake's dad, Dennis Graham, reposted the cover of More Life on IG, which is an old picture of himself. In the caption, he wrote, "Yo, I'm about to drop some new music and I'm not sure if it's going to sell, but I'm going to call some of my homies and get them to start a beef with Drake and get them to unfollow him, and that's going to make my shit shoot up to #1. Drake also responded to all his fake industry friends suddenly turning their backs on him on Instagram. He put out a bunch of photos of himself with the caption, "They'd rather go to war with me than admit they're their own worst enemy," with a laughing emoji. But fans are starting to get tired of the IG captions and want Drake to either drop a diss track or admit he doesn't want the smoke. Drake is a smart dude, so he might already have a response track on the way. Flint, Michigan rapper BFB the Pac-Man was supposed to have a feature from Drake on his new album, but when it dropped, fans were confused why Drake wasn't on it. BFB the Pac-Man said on Twitter that he couldn't get the verse cleared because after the Kendrick diss dropped, Drake's team put everything on hold. So it seems like Drake either has something in the works or he needs time to figure out how to respond. As for Drake and Future, it seems like their friendship may never be the same. Future put Drake in a tough spot by letting Kendrick diss him, and now half the rap game is turning against him. Maybe Drake will respond with a fire diss track, or maybe this will be the end of his time as the biggest name in hip-hop. But either way, fans may never get to hear another Drake and Future collab ever again.